Hello guys, welcome to the video. In this very important video, we are going to discuss how should you plan your preparation for CAT 2025. Yes guys, CAT 2025 is almost 9 to 10 months away and you should start preparing for it. And many of you were actually contacting us asking what should be the best step for doing it. In this video, we are going to cover each and everything from step 1 to step last. Okay, so let's start. Well, what you can do is you can divide your preparation in 3 phases. The first phase should be termed as the concept building phase. So the concept building phase, the basic emphasis should be on building your concepts. Now in this video, I have assumed that you don't know much about CAT and you are just starting your preparation. If you have started it, probably the concept building phase will be smaller for you. But for other guys, somebody who is starting, the concept building phase for QA, we are going to talk about QA only in this video, will be for 3 months. Fine. So 3 months, give yourself target to improve your concepts of quantitative aptitude. Fine. So what should you do and how should you do? Let's proceed. The first thing, you should start mastering calculation. Well, calculation, one can even say that okay, in CAT there is a calculator, so why should I master calculation? But believe me, if you know calculation, if you know tables, if you know squares, you are able to see many things. You at times see, okay, this is the best way of approaching this question because you know, okay, it is square of 50 and that's why we should do this. So calculations will help you immensely. So what should you improve in calculation? First, you should be good at tables up to 25. You should know squares up to 20. You should know cubes up to 15. You should know square roots. You should know reciprocals. Something like 1 by 4 is 0.25. This helps a lot in percentages. So reciprocals till 20, that is till 1 by 20. That's what you should start learning. Fine. Make it a schedule that daily you are doing 2-3 tables and then asking yourself some random questions. And once you have completed tables, then you are revising it till they are by heart. I repeat, you should do all these things by heart. If you can add one more thing, which is factorials. So these things you should do to improve your calculation. We are not suggesting you to go to doing those shortcuts and thumb rule. We are not talking about them. We are just talking about basic calculation. You should be good at tables and other things. Fine, this is the first step. Second, you should create a formula book or a scrapbook. What's a formula book? Well, take a copy or a diary. Whenever you will do a chapter, make it a point you write all the formulas. I repeat, first you write all the formula in that copy. So all the formula will be there, number 1. Number 2, what you should write in that, let's say there are some theorems. So all the theorems should be put there. You should also write some standard questions. Now, what do I mean by writing standard question? Let's say there's a topic, work in time, and there's a standard problem like A and B, A plus B can do a work in 10 days, B plus C can do a work in 15 days, C plus A can do a work in let's say 18 days. So how much time will A does it individually? So this is a standard question that is normally asked in work in time. So take a standard question and all the steps, because you are doing it for the first time. Many of you must not have taken math in graduation. So for you, it's important that you write all the standard questions and standard steps. What are the steps to solve those standard questions? There can be 5 standard questions in one topic. There can be 15 or 20 in another topic. So how this will help? This will help you in revising. If you have to revise, let's say work in time, all the formula, all the standard question, you have revised work in time. So when you are doing it first time, make sure you make this formula book for yourself. I repeat, it's immensely important. So do it. Fine. Next, when you are solving, tag the questions. Now, what is tagging the question? Let's say you have solved a question and you were able to solve it with ease. So probably you don't want to revisit that question again. But if you're trying to solve a question and you were not able to solve it, so what you want? You want to revisit that question again. Let's say you were able to solve a question, but it was too difficult and you feel this is a very, very important question. So another tag for it. So you should create some tags. Let me help you with some tags that normally we recommend. We recommend tags like, first is right. Right means it was an easy question. I was able to do it immediately or in a quick time. So I don't want to revisit this question again because I know I'm capable of solving this question. So right. There can be another tag which is question mark. Now what does question mark suggest? Question mark suggests you were not able to solve it. So it was a doubt. Probably you referred to the solution or you talked to a mentor, you got it solved, but you were not able to solve it on your own. So it's a question. Then there's something like star. Now what do you mean by star? Although you were able to solve it, or let's say it was a doubt, still you can put a star. Star means it's an IMP kind of question. So something that you want to do it again. It's a good question. Although you were able to solve it, but you took a lot of efforts. You have to probably refer to your theory or some concept book to get the understanding, and then you were able to solve it. So that's a star question for you. So it means I want to solve this question again at a later stage. So that's why you have put a star over there. You can put a circle. Now circle means I was able to solve it, but solve it with some efforts. Although it's not an important question, but still I took some time. So I have to put in a lot of efforts to solve the question. So you have put a circle. Although it was not a doubt because I was able to solve it. But it was not a straight away like a piece of cake, like a right. So a circle. So all these things will help you immensely when you will solve that book or that material again. I repeat, this is going to help you when you will solve that material again. So when you will solve it the next time, make sure this converts into a right, make sure this converts into a right, and you have lots of right when you are solving it again. Fine. And in QA, believe me, when you solve the question again, you get insights. So in QA, it is immensely important that you solve it again. Although it is not possible in VA, let's say you have solved an RC. So probably solving an RC again, it will be a waste of time. But in QA, let's say if you solve that question again after a month, or let's say after 2 months, you get lots of insights. You are able to see some shortcuts. You are able to see a different approach. That's why resolving a question in QA is important. Fine. So whatever you will solve, tag it. That would help you. Fine. Next, then the first month target. I've said it should be a 3-month goal. So the first month target should be arithmetic. Why arithmetic? Because 45%, almost 45% questions in QA section of CAT is from this area. So this area is immensely important for it. For people who don't know arithmetic, it means questions which are based on percentages, average, alligation, mixtures, work and time, speed, time and distance, races, APGP. These are part of arithmetic. So make sure you solve arithmetic first. You develop a very good command over this topic. So arithmetic, almost 40 to 45% weightage, immensely important. That's why we are doing it in first month. Second month, focus on algebra and number system. So algebra and number system, again, if you add them together, almost 30% questions are from this area. So important side, isn't it? So the second month, target algebra and number system. This is also important for people who have equation phobia or variable phobia. Normally people who are from non-math background, they have this equation or variable phobia. For them, algebra and number system important, and there this formula book will play a role, because what you are doing, you are writing all the thing. Let's say you are doing logs and you are writing everything about log. So what are the different formulas of log, what are the different theorems of log, what are different standard questions of log. So you can repeat it, resolve it, you can revise it again and again and again. Remember, they say when you do it again, then only you realize importance of it. then only you develop expertise in it. So please solve it again. And that's why this formula book will help you later. So second month algebra, third month is geometry and higher math. So this is also priority wise. So the first priority is this, second priority is this, and third priority is geometry, mensuration, and higher math. Higher math, P and C, probability, coordinate, some such questions. Fine. So this is our third month's goal. So 3 months, try to improve your concepts. Solve all available easy to moderate questions. Don't go after the tough questions. At times what people do is they buy a book, and normally in those books, or they buy material of people like us. So in our material, in books, what you will find graded questions. Okay, this is easy, this is moderate, this is tough, this is LOD 1, LOD 2 or LOD 3, whatever might be the categorization. So you will find graded questions. So what is our objective in concept building? Objective is to solve the first or second level questions. This is the first objective, because we are developing basics of it. Foundation has to be strong. That's how CAT is different from other exams. In CAT, in XAT, they will test your foundation, they will test your conceptual understanding, and thus immensely important step. So once you have done it, and also how much time should you give? Daily try to devote at least 2.5 hours to QA. To 2 to 2.5 hours if you will devote, believe me, you will be able to do it. Something like targeting to solve roughly 30 questions per day. That should be your target. 30 questions solve karna hai. Okay? So that will help you solve almost all basic questions in arithmetic, and then second month algebra number system, third is geometry and higher math. So this is the first phase. So once you've done this first phase, you are ready to begin the second phase, which is application. Application is applying the knowledge that you have learned. So how to apply the knowledge? The first thing, revise topics. That formula book will play a role. So take out the formula book. Fine. Revise revise all the theory, revise all the standard questions, then take out the material that you have solved in your concept phase. Take out that material, the questions which were not right. Okay, which questions? These questions which were either in question mark stage or star wale or the circle wale. So you have to solve those questions again. Fine. So when we say revise, you are not just revising the formula book, you are also going through the previous questions and solving those questions again. The objective is to solve them fast now, and believe me, you will be able to do it. And second time, now you are developing expertise because you are doing it second time. Then solve moderate to tough questions. Then take out those LOD 2, LOD 3 questions, moderate to tough questions, and solve all them. Again, keep tagging. This tagging will help you in the third stage, because then what we are going to do is we are going to resolve these questions and not these questions. So okay. So next time what we will try to do is we will try to solve the questions in testing phase. We will solve the questions that we have solved in application phase. So that should be your target number 2. So you are solving all the thing again. So again, you can divide it in the similar fashion. First month, try solving moderate to tough questions based on arithmetic. Second month, you should try solving moderate to tough questions based on algebra and number system. And the last one, geometry and higher math. So that's how you can divide application phase again 3-month phase. Start taking sectional test. So if you have done it, start taking sectional tests. Sectional tests are based on a section. So take out QA section and take a test. Target 1 sectional test per week, not more than that. So every week what you are doing, you are now started solving sectional test. I know there will be some topics of which you have not done moderate to tough questions. So you will find that sectional test tough because you are able to solve easy questions. Still, testing is important. So exposure to testing should start in this particular phase. Fine. Next, testing phase. So again, 3-month of application phase. Then comes the testing phase. Again 3 to 4 months. Fine. So how should you plan your testing phase? First, resolve all the questions that you have solved till now. So especially moderate to tough questions, resolve them. So the questions which were not right, the questions which were either circle or a question mark or a star, resolve those questions again. उनको वापस solve करना है. Fine. So revision will happen by that. Okay. Next is appear in at least 30 mock tests. Try out 30 mock tests in 3 to 4 months. 30 mock tests. Initially 1 mock test per week, then gradually you can increase to 2 mock tests per week. Fine. And at max 3 mock tests per week, not more than that. Mock test should be analyzed properly, not just take a mock test or write a mock test. It will not help. You have to analyze it. How should we analyze a mock test? Probably we'll have another video at that point in time, but currently I think just an exposure of testing phase will be enough. But few months before CAT we will release some videos where we will say how should you analyze a test. Okay, so you can follow that, but target is 30 mock tests. Next, solve 3 sectional tests per week, 1 of QA, 1 of VA, 1 of DLR. So we are taking 1 mock test per week, we are solving 1 sectional test per week of QA if I talk only about QA. That is minimum, and we are solving these questions. So make a plan and then you are resolving those questions and continuously taking the test also. And last, appear in PYPs. PYPs means past year papers. Please do not solve questions of past year. Many people, what they do is, while in the concept building phase or while in application phase, they start solving last year's or past year papers and questions especially. Well, you should not ruin past year papers. Do not solve them like questions. Take them like a test. Let's say if I am preparing for CAT and if I appear in last year's CAT like a test, it will give me a benchmarking. Okay, I am able to score 70 marks here. I was able to score 80 marks here. So it will tell me what percentile will I get. So do not ruin past year papers by solving questions. Do not solve them question wise. Take them like a test, appear in them. And when should you do it? In the testing phase. So what you can do is, let's say you want to solve last 3 years CATs, that is you have 9 papers. So take those 9 papers like a test. Last 9 weeks of CAT, I'll take 1 past year paper every week. So that will give you a benchmarking. Where do you stand? What you have to improve? So last 9 weeks, 9 papers. So then you will improve. So please do not waste past year papers. Take them like test. And that's why at our website we are putting it like a test rather than giving it like a PDF. You can get PDF from various places, but believe me, it's important you take it like a test. Fine. Okay. So appear in PYPs, that's what you should do, and then it's over. That is, keep learning and keep improving yourself. So the whole video, what we have discussed is, first 3 months build your concepts of QA, next 3 months apply, solve moderate to difficult questions while revising the formulas. Then the third phase is testing phase. Again revise, especially revise those questions that you, moderate to tough questions that you have solved in the application phase, and then go on and solve past year papers, take many mocks. You can subscribe to test series. We do have a test series, wonderful test series of 30 tests. So take test series of a place, take material from a place where, especially material which is graded in difficulty level, so that you can plan, okay, I have to solve this and this and that. So that's how you should proceed. I hope this video will be helpful and you will be able to plan your QA preparation and crack QA and get 100% in that section. Best of luck. Thank you.